Welcome to the Corner Trace Show. My name is Alex.
My name's Ross.
My name is Zach.
And this is the NBA show. Thank you for all your listeners. Listeners, just listen to the Pacers podcast. Now we're going to be talking some NBA. As you know, we have a different agenda for each of our shows now. We're going to start off with our first word. My first word, the Clippers are going to be good.
It's a lot of words. Sorry, continue.
Never listen to Ross.
I think that's a new theme. I'm making a shirt.
Never listen to Ross.
Talking.
The Clippers are going to be really good. Blake Griffin is back to his, I think it was 2013 form. He looks really good. They just lost Milos Teodosic for an indefinite amount of time, but I still think they're going to be good. I think they have a move to make, but I like the combination of defensive presence with Beverly. I like Gallinari if he can stay healthy, and Blake Griffin just looks like he's a top 10 player right now. They're my pick right now to make it to the Western Conference Finals.
Ooh.
And
also,
like my other first word is that the Phoenix Suns are just awful, and they just fired their head coach. So 3 games into the season has to be record.
Gonna fire coach. Bledsoe once traded. Josh Jackson's gonna get fined.
Fun times in Phoenix. 50th season too.
Oh, what a
Man,
great way to
big
celebrate!
celebration.
Man.
That's too bad.
Celebration.
What kind of history do they have of winning out there? That's mean.
I don't
Sorry,
think there's
sorry,
much.
Phoenix fans.
Wow, Ross.
Ooh, I mean,
I was
Indiana.
a big
We
fan of
don't
those Phoenix Suns like Steve Nash, Amari Stoudemire,
Yeah.
Raja Bell. Those are my teams.
They were my NBA Jam team, but that's different.
That's just terrible. You can't make fun of Charles Barkley out there. Phoenix Suns, we've been good. We're going to be good one day, yeah. Anyway, my first word
Thank
is...
you. Okay.
Moving on.
Charles, your first word?
My first word is for Nike. Fix your jerseys.
Nicely done. Okay.
Fix your jerseys. I mean, they're ripping all over the place. The Cavs, the Lakers had issues. The Nuggets had issues. And I don't know if it was true. I had heard the Pacers didn't wear the white jerseys for the first 3 games because they all ripped. I saw that on Twitter. I don't know if it's true.
Probably bogus.
It's like 8 years, almost $1 billion contract they signed with the NBA.
They'll be fine. In the end, they'll be fine.
In the end. But still, it's like, all right.
They shouldn't rip like that, but I like the little New Jerseys, but yeah, I agree.
They look nice.
They shouldn't rip. They should
not rip. I mean,
It's like, remember the NFL had those tearaway jerseys back
Yeah.
in like the 90s that like literally tore every time. Yeah, not good. Ross, first word.
My first word is the rookies. Actually, a good rookie class. Last year, the number 1 pick was out with injury. MVP or the rookie most valuable player, Brogdon, maybe, I don't know. This year, you got Tatum, you got Fox, Ball looking really good. Dennis Smith Jr. I can't list all of them because I'm forgetting most of them.
Kuzma. Kuzma's a Laker,
Leaf.
like a legend at this point. TJ Leaf.
TJ Leaf actually looking decent.
OG Anunoby looks really good.
It's fun when the rookie class is good and
I agree.
actually looking like they can turn into something. So
Maybe they
good job,
will be
rookies.
Good job, rookies. Shout out to the rookies. All right, so our new segment, if you listen to our Pacers podcast, you know that we need a new name for this. So if you have a name for our new segment, let us know. The biggest news story, and it's still being talked about, it just sucks. Gordon Hayward, within 5 minutes of the NBA regular season, takes a hard fall on an alley-oop, dislocates his ankle, and fractures his tibia. Basically, not to get too graphic, the only thing holding together his foot to his leg were ligaments and skin.
Ligaments which did not get torn.
Yeah,
correct?
which
just
is
a break.
great news.
Just a break.
But yeah, I mean, just put a damper on the season. I stopped watching it after the first after I stopped watching basketball that night. I just couldn't watch. It was just so gruesome, and the Celtics, I think this takes them out of competing against the Cavs for a final spot. It just sucks. It just sucks.
It always seems like it happens to a player. These bad injuries recently have always happened to players that I like or we like. A couple years ago, Paul George, and now Gordon Hayward is out.
Yeah.
It's like, interrupted my Finding Neverland Broadway show I was at. I was getting tons of text messages, which was just rude.
Wait, where are you at?
I was at Finding Neverland.
Wait, what?
Clues or Clows?
Clues Hall.
Clues Hall.
At Butler.
Nice place.
At Butler, where you were just hundreds of feet away
I
from
know.
where Gordon
I
played
told
college
I told
basketball.
my wife that. I said, what
Okay,
are
I
the
was gonna say,
chances
you took your wife,
we're
right,
at
okay.
Butler where Gordon Hayward played
Yeah.
on the night he gets hurt?
Pretty high, evidently.
Sucked.
Oh,
I
crazy stuff.
sent him a couple texts early that morning, and he was like, you could just tell he was amped. I mean, like his
Before
whole
the
career
injury.
had led up to that point of like he made it. Like he made it.
Will he come back this season and do a Paul George,
I
play
don't-
like 5 games at the end there?
I don't think so. I mean, that team has other superstars. There's no need to risk, hurting himself further.
Yeah.
I just want him to take it easy and come back. I know he will too.
I mean, with that type of injury, though, it's a dislocation, and the fracture is easier to
Yeah.
handle than the.
Well, the thing with him too is that you look at when he came into the league and how scrawny he was. I mean, he made a complete body transformation. So it's not like, like Paul George definitely is beefed up when he came here, but it's not like Gordon Hayward. Gordon Hayward is like completely transformed.
and
the way,
haircut.
the way he's played and his haircut. So I mean, it's clear that he knows how to put in the work off the court to get his body right. So, it just sucks and it just put a real damper on beginning of the season. I mean,
I would like to see him come back if he has a chance.
yeah. I just went and all sports were tweeting out, support for him because that was just gruesome. I mean, the Cavs bench as
When
soon as they saw
it,
it. And when I first saw that clip of
Didn't look
on the
real.
court, I just thought like his shoe came off because like the way his foot was just angled, and I realized that his foot was just not connected
That's
to his
just
leg.
his foot.
That's his foot turned sideways.
Yeah.
So yeah, that sucks. But there have been other injuries. We mentioned the Milos Teledosic. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but Jeremy Lin tore his patellar tendon here in Indianapolis. If you saw the clip of that, that was almost as bad as just his reaction was almost as bad as
He knew right away.
Gordon Hayward. Like he looks down in shock and just
Feels
staring
it.
at his knee, kind of feels it, and then he just turns around to his teammates and says, "I'm done." Just like that's gotta just suck. I mean, like you worked the whole year in that moment. Other injuries: CP3 is out a month. The Rockets are looking for a point guard. Batum is out a month plus. Isaiah Thomas again. Who knows? Jabari Parker and
Derek Rose got
Tony
hurt
Parker.
too.
He
his ankle?
hurt his ankle, I think,
What's
too.
that?
He's complaining about a call, but
He's
yeah,
always hurt.
bunch of injuries that kind of just suck, especially one to a superstar player here. Other than that,
Earl Watson.
the big news. Oh yeah, let's talk about Earl Watson. This just happened minutes
minutes
before our podcast started. Earl Watson's been fired by the Phoenix Suns 3 games in.
3 games.
I guess I understand it. Your team's getting blown out, but I also don't understand it because you knew you're going to be bad. Fine, just let it be bad, and we'll ride him out, and then
I'd like to see their reasoning behind
I
firing
quickly
him.
read the Woj article, and it said that he and McDonough, their GM, had some issues going into the season already. But
you get killed by 50 something points.
still, that's just like he must just have no control of the locker room. I mean, Bledsoe tweeted this morning, "I don't want to be here."
Oh, that was
Nice.
this morning.
That was this morning.
Oh, that wasn't like after the
No, I mean,
news came.
that was before the announcement.
So it was probably
oh.
he knew it was coming.
Yeah, he probably knew it was coming. It's just a mess down
Did
there.
he know it was coming? Like he didn't want to be there because he was getting fired, or because he
because-
wanted him fired?
My assumption is the turmoil going
Just, yeah,
on, and he's
everything
just
in
like his
general.
atmosphere is just mess, just a mess.
Well, part of my first word was just going to be about the Phoenix Suns and how bad they are. I mean, Devin Booker, as talented as he is offensively, just doesn't play defense. I mean, it's astounding. They have Tyson Chandler, former, I think he won Defensive Player of the Year once, but I mean, just disgusting defense. It's just awful. They're terrible. They're going to be the worst team in the NBA.
I mean, at least they have their running in unison down pat.
that was pretty impressive.
Yeah, you're like, how was the 2017-2018 season? Well, it was the 50th anniversary of the Phoenix Suns, and we had this awesome, awesome GIF.
And we didn't even play in it. It just worked out that way.
Yeah,
And go.
and that's it.
Yeah.
And that was our season.
I mean, and like I said earlier, Josh Jackson will get fined probably. If most people didn't see it, he was taken off the court. He was getting substituted and gave the Glock sign as he's going to shoot somebody sign.
Never a good thing to do because there's usually cameras at NBA games.
Yeah, and then he cursed out a fan. So
Usually there are cameras at NBA games.
Yeah, usually.
Shout out Josh Jackson. Just want to make sure you know. Usually people can see that.
he's bringing Kansas with him. That's all he is.
Usually people can see that. Well, in other news, Kyrie Irving also said something to a fan. We won't
LeBron.
repeat what he said.
Kyrie, I knew it.
Yeah, but someone asked him, "Where's LeBron?" and he didn't answer the question, but he said something else in
Yes.
response. And this morning he said he does not regret it.
The NBA doesn't like it when you make fun of.
He's getting fined.
Yeah,
He got already fined
25,000.
25,000.
Yeah,
That-
pretty hefty, but
Chump
for him,
change.
yeah, not too bad.
And the funny thing is, if no one records that, then he doesn't get fined. You know.
But everybody
If
has
the
a
camera
phone,
catches it.
and there's
Yeah,
a camera
yeah,
everywhere now.
yeah.
So
Oops.
In other news, another player might get a fine or something.
I think they both one for sure.
Well, last night the Warriors lost to the Memphis Grizzlies in Memphis, and I think the Warriors Kerr talked earlier before yesterday's game about how they've been struggling and how they just need to adjust to everyone coming after them, which they should be used to by now. But things are getting under their skin. And last night, with the game already won for the Grizzlies, Stephen Curry goes up for the layup. I don't think he even got fouled by Mike Conley, but gets really mad after he finishes the layup and definitely threw his mouth guard at the referee. It was definitely at the referee. He says it was.
Speed.
He says he was
came out of his mouth as he's gesturing. No,
yeah, no, he definitely threw his mouth guard at him.
Is there anything more funny than Stephen Curry upset though? I mean, it doesn't feel like DeMarcus gets upset and you're like, someone's gonna die. When Steph Curry gets mad and does that, you're like, oh, that's cute. He's mad. It's so nice.
Yeah. He's had a bad couple.
I don't think people are getting under
under
their skin. I feels entitled, like they're just a bunch of brats is what they are.
Well, I mean, I can understand him not being upset. He's not getting a call when he's a 2-time MVP, but also he didn't get fouled there. The game was already over,
yeah.
And that was just completely unnecessary. And then he's like, after the game, he said, I had better aim than that. If I meant to throw it at him, I'd throw it at him. Like, no,
dumb.
you threw it at
it
him.
at him.
Like, you might have been pissed and you just reaction, but you threw
Who
it
had
at
the
him.
mouth guard thing last year?
It was Steph
Curry.
Again.
Yeah.
Oh, he has an issue with
just-
his mouth guard.
So
You know,
Draymond with the kicking, and then you've got Steph with
Wants
the
to throw
mouth
his
guards.
German festive.
You got Clay with his twin.
And then
And you got
Kevin
Kevin
just
with his
show up
fake
his
Twitter.
fingers. His
Yeah.
finger. Hey, wrong finger. I want a ring. I purposely did not put that finger up. That was
and then KD gets
Who
gets
did he
ejected.
flick off?
A fan.
I thought he was doing his ring finger. Did
It was. He's got a ring on that finger.
He said it's like, oh no. He said they asked him, were you flicking that guy off? He said, no, it was my ring finger.
That's the
He
finger
was
I wear my
joking.
ring
No,
on.
He was like, that's the one I wear my ring on.
He's getting fined. That's a guarantee.
Well, on camera
Yeah.
there a second ago, mine was accidental. So
He didn't put it up. It's fine.
We'll put
blur.
Fartzer's head
yeah.
over the finger.
Shut up.
No,
Okay.
but his words wasn't he like mouthing like I got a ring or something like that?
I don't know.
That's what everyone was saying. It looked
But it's
like.
just like you gotta handle yourselves better like that. It's the third game of the season, and if you're losing your composure that easily,
I'm
it's
just
gonna be a
thinking
long season.
This would be great if this continues and the Warriors have this turmoil and all this. NBA is thinking finally, because otherwise they're just going to roll through and they're going to win again. Gotta have some. Yeah.
and Jordan Bell was given up by the Bulls for
Golly.
500,000
Chicago.
yeah.
or million or
What
2 million.
in
I
the
forget what it
world?
was.
And that's who I wanted in the second round.
Yeah.
It's just a joke.
Here, Warriors, defending champs, have a player for $2 million.
Or we'll talk about the Bulls here in a second. Next is our Who's Hot, Who's Not segment. Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Do we all have him?
It has to be.
That's what I
MVP
got.
candidate.
Yeah.
Goodness.
Let's go over his stats. 44, 34, 37, 8, and 13 rebounds, and then 4, 8, and 3 assists.
And
But
how many shots has he taken outside the paint? Like
67% from the field. That guy is good. That guy, is he the MVP? I mean, like, is he your choice now? I don't think we picked our MVP choices.
No, we haven't done our MVP or awards.
we'll save that,
predictions.
but I mean, I would almost feel like he has to be right now, right?
He and John Wall are gonna have
Right
a battle,
now.
I think.
But-
John Wall is playing out of his mind too, but man,
Did you know no player has ever won Most Improved and MVP?
might be the first.
He won
to
Most
do it.
Improved last year. Especially no one's ever
Trying
done
to
it
think
back-to-back,
who would be the. Yeah,
They said
unless they say like, okay, he'll be the most improved. I mean MVP, and then like give like most improved to like Jaylen Brown or something like that.
Well, I'm
I
just
don't know.
saying
They
he
might
won
split
it
up.
last year, and then he's
Oh,
gonna
he
win
did.
it.
He did win last
Yeah,
year.
he's going to win MVP
Oh,
this
okay.
year. Like
he
Paul
won
George
last
won Most Improved, then was top 10 in MVP. He was, no one's ever gotten closer to like third in MVP voting
Wow.
after winning Most Improved.
No, I mean he's a man on a mission. I mean, there's nothing like him in the NBA. He's 7 feet tall, and he's a freak. He's a Greek freak.
Hopefully his brother is as good as him. You know why? Because his brother plays for Dayton. Booyah!
Well, the third brother, I was going to say
Indiana.
the second one was New York, and I don't
He's
think
never
he's
really
there.
His
panned
brother's
out.
a
Fondness.
redshirt freshman.
Was he supposed to be
Nice.
good?
He's in all the mock drafts as a top lottery pick, and he hasn't even played yet for
Oh,
Dayton.
really?
Mm-hmm.
Project player like Giannis. Giannis
Huh.
took like
Yeah.
3 years to actually get to anything.
Fun fact:
Yeah.
the kid I coached, I played with him for 1 year at Park Tudor, but I coached him for 1 year as well. Jaren Jackson Jr. He's supposed to be a top 5 pick now. I was just with him 2 years
Where's
ago.
he
now.
at?
He's at Michigan State.
Yeah.
7 feet tall with a 7 wingspan.
Yeah, Jaron. Yeah, Jaron. That was Matt Ant's coach, Jaron Jackson.
Yeah, his dad was the man as coach. All right, and then the who's not. We've already talked about them. The Phoenix Suns.
Oh,
Holy
I
goodness.
I did a player.
Oh, okay. Well,
What'd
that's
you get,
mine. That's
Russ?
mine.
No, I'll go with that too.
right,
Sorry, I
you
did not,
take
did not
your
actually
Suns.
take it. Yeah. No, Phoenix Suns, garbage. I feel for you guys.
They're just awful. I mean, awful.
Because then you're like, when you're that bad, you're like, well, at least we have.
Yeah, but
So you go, at least we got Devin
pieces.
Brooker, but he can't play defense. At least we have Jackson, but he's
That-
kind of a nutcase.
But that doesn't make any sense. Though they have talent. Like they have more talent than the Pacers.
Eric Bledsoe.
They have
There's-
way more talent
yeah.
than the Pacers, and the Pacers will not play that bad. Like they have Devin Brooker, who's like a top 10, like under 23-year-old. He put up 70 points last year, right, against the Celtics. You've got was it against the Celtics?
Oh, I think so. Sure.
And then you've got like Eric Bledsoe, who's a solid player. You've got Josh Jackson, who's athletic at least, and shows some promise. T.J. Warren, who's solid. Tyson Chandler, Alex
Marquise
Len,
Chris.
Chris.
They got some names, developing
like,
guys.
What
but
are they like? How are they this bad?
I mean, the Trailblazers, as we've seen, are good. I mean, but
Yeah.
50 points, almost 50 points, good. And then the Lakers, not good. Clippers, they played some tough competition, but
Still.
exactly.
defense.
Lakers are tough competition.
They,
They
2
let up
points,
124, 132, and 130.
Hey,
Man,
son,
that's
looks like the
bad
Pacers
defense.
line. Yeah.
That's awful.
Terrible.
All right, Zach.
My who's not hot because I thought I took this assignment as I thought I was a player, but
It's fine. It's
do what
fine.
you
mine was Tim Hardaway Jr.
Oh,
$71 million
Yeah,
contract,
good.
and he's averaging 27% from the field,
Oops.
that's not good.
0.5, a half a rebound a game,
You want to average more
11
than
points
half.
a game.
11 points
so far.
11 points a
You
game.
sign that contract, and you get nothing out of it.
New York.
New York.
New York
New York's
Knicks.
going to New York.
The
Knicks are gonna nick.
Hey, but at least Carmelo's gone now, so that,
All they have is Porzingis. They did, like, I feel bad for the guy. Like, Porzingis has nobody around him, like, literally. I mean,
Porzingis might just go back to Europe and play in the EuroLeague.
I have too much money to get
No,
turned
he'll
down
stay.
for that.
Somebody will take
I mean, like,
But yeah, I know
I mean,
what
he'd
you're
just be like, "This is awful. I'm just gonna
Skip
like
the-
go over there and like play till my contract expires, and then I'll go sign somewhere because this is terrible." Yeah. So the Phoenix Suns and Tim Hardaway Jr. match made in heaven.
They should team up.
Just team up. Off the court. This is our new segment. Off the court, the biggest thing that happened. It may have been on the court. I think it was actually on the court, but it was not during a game.
practice.
Bobby Portis and Nikola Mirotic.
Mama said
Nicola.
knock you out.
Bobby Portis and Nikola Mirotic got into a scuffle in practice last week. It ended with Bobby Portis punching Nikola Mirotic in the face, breaking bones in his face, and leaving Mirotic out indefinitely.
Evidently, Mirotic was the one who's charging Portis, and players have said this was 3 years in the making.
Yeah, it's been a long time in the making, just scuffles back and forth. And I read the story on here as well. Evidently, Gar Forman, the just
Fantastic.
great Bulls GM,
Fantastic.
evidently told all of the Bulls players who were returning and really emphasized this with the young players to be around the Bulls' new practice facility as much as they can all summer, to work with each other, to build camaraderie, to build some chemistry. And evidently, Mirotic was the one guy who wasn't showing up, wasn't around the team. Now, part of this was due to being a restricted free agent, but Bobby Portis, after all of those runs all summer, felt like he was going to be the starting small forward, power forward. Mirotic signed his contract, and coaches automatically put Mirotic in the starting lineup. Portis, plus these scuffles they've been having the past 3 years, not really happy, and then pow. I mean,
face.
punching your teammate in the face.
Now, Portis is out, right, with an
8
injury
games.
or something like that?
Well, no, he's suspended 8
game
games.
suspension.
Okay, well then, Mirotic will be out past that. Portis will
Wow.
come back, get to take the starting job back. Did he do this on purpose?
Oh, genius!
Right? I'll
gonna
just
get
break
my-
his jaws.
yeah.
8-game suspension. That's not bad. I can get my spot back. I don't know.
I don't know,
mean-
but I mean that might be that's like 2017 stuff right there. That's not 2017 thinking.
I don't
that,
think he
Ross.
thought that far ahead.
I don't think they thought that far ahead. But did you see his press conference yesterday?
No.
He hasn't talked to him since then or something like that.
Yeah, he was like, "Have you talked to Nikola?" He's like, "No, man." Texted, called him.
I
Haven't
don't
heard.
think I'd want to. Well, he can't talk to him. His jaw is broken. Drinking a lot of soup. Thanks a
Gosh,
lot.
like that's just like the lowest a team can get. Like they're already awful.
Hey, when your
like,
team's bad and then you find out, oh, their players hate each other too. It's like, ooh.
Justin Holiday is their go-to guy.
I can honestly say I can't even imagine it. I never thought the Bulls would be at this level.
Yeah.
Like this is Knicks level, bad. Like
this is maybe worse than Knicks.
Maybe
honestly.
worse. I've never. I always thought the Bulls are always like up towards the Spurs level. They constantly have a good team that try to draft.
They're always at
rebuild.
least decent,
They're always at least
you know.
decent, and I haven't. Ugh. I
Oof.
never thought they'd get to this level.
crazy.
I'm not even a Bulls
Yeah.
fan.
Like
I
that's
feel for you,
just
Chicago.
So bad.
Not really.
I'm sorry. Like when I read that, I was like, he punched the dude in the face and he broke his face. He broke his face.
Like, you hear of scuffles, but somebody's so mad.
They punched him in the face. Like,
Somebody
you got-
said, punch him in the stomach. You should have.
You know how like stupid that is though. Like
It's not as dumb as football players who
Gosh.
always punch each other in the
Or
helmet.
they're wearing helmets. I
It's
agree.
like that's the stupidest thing. Like you're hurt yourself.
Come here. You're wearing pads and a helmet. I'm not trying to beat you up.
yeah. So shout out to Chicago. All right, Ross, 1984 NBA draft. I don't know what this is about. This is Trivia Corner with Ross Blauvelt.
It actually has a Chicago tilt to
Is
it.
your phone on silent?
It is. It is.
Because
Your mom
during our
got a call?
Pacers show.
Don't you worry. Yeah. Okay. All right. I got it now, guys. I got it.
Okay. So what about who was in the 84 draft?
Who was in the 84 draft?
Is this the MJ draft?
This was the Michael Jordan
Okay.
draft.
Okay.
I was just doing some deep research diving for these trivia challenges.
I'm so
I
excited.
thought, can you guys name the top 5 picks of the 1984 draft?
Okay. Sam.
Okay.
Sam Bowie.
Number 1. Who was
Sam
the
Bowie.
number 1
Sam
pick? No.
No,
who
no,
was
no,
the
no, wait,
number
no.
1 pick in the 84 draft was not Sam Bowie. Who was it?
Was it Worthy?
Mm-mm.
I don't
Center.
Olajuwon?
Elijah. Very nice. Very
Elijah one. Okay.
And
Number
then
2 was
Then
Bowie.
Then
Jordan.
Jordan.
Then Jordan. Next 2 are a little bit. Well, actually, they're players that you would recognize.
It's not Worthy.
I
You
feel
did his
like
imitation earlier.
Charles Barkley.
Barkley?
He was number 5. Who was number 4? He actually played on the Pacers.
Schmitz.
No.
No.
Wayman.
And the
Sister?
Supersonics.
Sean. Detlef.
No.
Taller. Center. Big. Smooth.
I'm not that old.
Sam Perkins was number
Sam
4.
Perkins was number 4 draft.
He was number 4.
Oh,
What was Schmitz taking? I could have swore he
He was
pretty
number
high.
2, but it wasn't the 84. It was like 86, 87 draft.
Smith was a number 2 pick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was high.
Wow.
That was.
I didn't know that.
So the Pacers that year in the 84 draft, by the way, took Vern Fleming, number 18. The only other players that were of note in that draft, Stockton was later. He
What was
like-
Stockton picked?
Like 12. I didn't write that one down.
Isn't he the all-time steals leader?
Yeah.
And assists.
Assists.
I think.
He
I
didn't
don't
get
think
past
he's still.
yet.
I think he is just assists. I don't know.
Ooh, I
He's
was
crap.
actually-
I don't
That'd be
know.
another
No,
trivia.
all time. He was that. That's for another time. I got steals, another section. We'll do that later. But
Cool.
Interesting 84 draft. I wasn't born.
Next.
No one was born yet.
Next is the Pick'em segment. Again, we will take your suggestions for new names for the Pick'em segment because we need new names for
I
the Pick'em
think the
segment.
loser. We should do it like each month or over like the whole year.
You know, we said this last
Not
year.
for the whole show, though.
We said
I
this
think
last
it'd
year,
be
and there
fine.
still was no punishment for the loser last
We're
year.
actually gonna do it this time.
'Cause
I
we're all
think the
winners.
loser.
Oh, yeah. I won last year and got nothing for it.
You get nothing to win. If you lose, you gotta do something.
We moved the show to your,
Yeah, you
undisclosed location.
Hey,
Undisclosed location.
this undisclosed location
Undisclosed
has better
location.
sound.
We're not in Zach's basement.
Bunker.
We're in an undisclosed location. All right. The Pick'em. Again, this is just the TNT games. So Boston at Milwaukee. A lot of Giannis MVP talk. Boston with Hayward. But Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum look to be legit. What do you guys have? It should be a good game. It should be a really good game.
I've got the Bucks.
I'm gonna take Milwaukee.
You ran this down, Ross?
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
I feel like the Bucks are just reeling and dealing, and Boston's still hurting from Hayward being out.
I'll take Boston.
Ooh, this is where the men separate themselves from the boys right here.
Oh, gosh. Okay. New Orleans at Sacramento.
Well, how's this game
Boogie!
a TNT game?
Yeah. Who wants to
Boogie!
watch? I guess there's stars, at least in New Orleans.
That'd be fun to watch the rookies in New Orleans.
Oh, I'm just saying, like Pacers get no TNT games, but yet
They have like
throw,
one primetime game all year,
Yeah.
right?
Ooh, let's throw Boogie Cousins and the 0-2 Pelicans out there with the 1-2
You can see
Kings.
Boogie and AP versus AD versus who's on Sacramento? George Hill.
De'Aaron,
George
George
Hill,
Hill,
De'Aaron
Vince
Fox,
Carter, Zach
Yeah, but
Randolph,
there's no real
Justin Jackson.
major
No.
Old Vince
draw
Carter.
unless you like players from 10 years ago.
Question: does De'Aaron Fox at any point in the year take the spot over George Hill?
Move George to the
Ooh.
2. Who is there 2? Oh, Buddy.
Buddy Hield.
Yeah.
No.
No, he doesn't. He maybe.
They're just kind of a deep team. They're kind of fun to watch, actually. They got some fun players.
I got the Kings.
Kings, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Kings after the
Even though now that I say that, I'm thinking about Boogie going home.
I'm taking the Pelicans.
Yeah, but Boogie.
I think
and-
Anthony Davis will go off. I got the Pelicans.
But someone else needs to go off besides those
Nice
two.
gonna score 80.
So we got the Kings and he got Pelicans?
I got the Pelicans.
All right.
Man, this is where I separate the man from the boy, Zach.
Yeah, because you're losing, so.
All right. Next, as you might have heard in our Pacers show, we have the Rant Zone. we're gonna each of us is gonna
Alex
take.
is pretty pumped about this one.
Yeah, each of us. So this is gonna be like a big drawn out thing.
So let's just go. We'll go get a coffee, Zach.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay, so
Don't
each
drop your mic
week we're
this
gonna
time.
have our own little rant. Each of us it'll rotate, and then the others get to respond. So my rant this week is about the Ball family.
Everyone's favorite.
Everyone's favorite, the first family of basketball. So I'll preface this with my preconceived notions of the Ball family. We're like most people's, right? Like LeVar can't stand them. Lonzo looks to be more level-headed, pretty talented kid. LaMelo looks like he just doesn't play defense. He seems like a pretty cocky kid. And Leandro Jello is just Jello. I mean, that kid doesn't really talk much. I don't think he'll have I don't think he'll be in the NBA, first of all. But for some reason, I started watching that Ball in the Family show on Facebook.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, but what I can tell you, so that was my thinking before that. So my thinking after
a lot of time
watching
on his hands.
all 8 episodes of the Ball family on Facebook, and after watching Lonzo play, and in summer league and in his first few games, my feelings on Jello Ball, same. Dude doesn't talk much, pretty good shooter, probably won't make it in the league, probably have an okay career at UCLA, probably play 2 or 3 years, and then he'll try to come out, he won't make it. My feelings on LaMelo Ball, pretty much the same, but he actually is, like, he's just a kid. Like, at the end of the day, he's still, like, 15, 16. Like, he's still a kid. He is talented, though. Like, I actually think he could be a player. He doesn't play defense, but I think he is talented. My thoughts on LeVar Ball. Okay, yes, he wants all the attention. He wants, all of that. But that dude just, like, loves his kids. And that dude actually, like, he loves his kids. And he wants them to be like as successful as possible. Like if you watch that show and see some other stuff, like he is actually like a good dude. Did you know that the mom had a stroke in early February?
I did.
It was pretty crazy because no one really knew about it, and like the family didn't talk about it. But like he like takes his wife through speech therapy himself, and like helps her with physical therapy. And like at the end of the day, yes, he like. He's a loud talker. He wants to be on every show and whatnot. But at the end of the day, like he worked hard for his money, and like I respect the dude actually. Like I know a lot of people are tired of seeing him on every show and
Patrick
just talking
Beverley.
his head off and saying all this junk. But at the end of the day, I mean, he's gonna say what he wants. But I think he's a good dude. Just likes to hear himself talk. But Lonzo Ball, that dude is not a good dude. Like he is not. I'm sorry. The way he treats his girlfriend, first of all, is a joke. Treats her terribly.
How did I lose to this guy?
How did I lose? First of all, he treats his girlfriend terribly. He's very pompous, extremely pompous. It's all gone to his head. And the guy's just not a good dude. So my feelings on Lonzo have completely flipped. Not a fan of Lonzo at all, first of all. I'm glad Patrick Beverley took it to him. Even though I was a
nice.
fan before, I just think this dude needs to be level-headed. He needs to gain about 40 pounds. My rant is kind of losing steam here.
He's like,
But all in all, stock is going up on LeVar. Definitely selling my Lonzo stock. Buying Melo stock. Would never buy Jello stock. Shorten all Lonzo. Buying LeVar.
And those Lakers fans that were saying how good Lonzo played last night, he chucked 25 shots to get 29 points.
Yeah. I'm sorry. And that shot,
That
you can
jumper.
say it goes in, but when he has someone on him like Beverly, he's not getting it off.
No. And he's going to be getting beat on all year.
But if you have some spare time and you just want
You
pure
wanna watch-
entertainment,
You're on Facebook.
watch Ball in the Family.
Free promotion.
So the best part, I was watched. It's about like 3 months behind, but they just went to Hawaii, and LeVar Ball has a brother named Lavelle Ball and another brother named like LaMarcus Ball.
Sure.
And they're literally clones of LeVar Ball, but one is like a bodybuilder and one's just fat, but like they're literally clones.
So he's the middle.
Yes, and then there's his dad is literally a clone of LeVar Ball. It's just so funny. Like they're like the perfect family for reality TV. It's good entertainment. But LeVar Ball's not a bad dude. He just loves to talk. But
Big baller brand.
Big Baller, and they sell these T-shirts that are like $100, and they will have a line of like 2,000 people, and they'll like run out.
They may be the only shoe company left after Nike, Adidas, and
Oh my gosh, it's just so funny. Okay, but yeah, that's my rant. I'm sorry. I know people don't like LeVar Ball, but after watching that, I respect him. I don't like Lonzo, but
I'd like to not give them any more airtime. going forward the
ESPN's
rest
gonna
of the
keep you
show.
on the Maritime.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah, but
I mean, he did a post game with Stephen A. Smith.
But that also was like at 1 a.m. to be fair, and it was like, what else are they gonna talk about? They've already dissected this game a million times.
Oh! Lonzo gonna be MVP. Lonzo gonna be MVP. You know that about that.
I love your imitations of Stephen A. You guys do a good job.
No, that was Lonzo.
That was
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nah,
I mean,
he'd be
LeVar.
like, You serious? You serious, LeVar Ball? You serious?
Oh yeah, man, I'm gonna drive down the lane and get a lane myself. I score 30 on these fools.
No, like
Someone needs to play him one-on-one.
LeVar Ball goes.
Yep.
Yeah.
He goes, I'll tell you right now, I'll take Michael Jordan in one-on-one.
Yeah, you got cock your
Big
head
baller
back.
brand. Big baller brand.
Every time.
I don't know. I don't hate him. I don't know. But I think Markel Fultz is gonna be a bust. But that's another.
Oh, his
that's another
free throw.
conversation.
That's the ugliest thing.
When the player changes his shot in the offseason.
If he's that
Number one
hurt,
pick.
if his shoulder is that messed up, that like that's their answer. That's what the 76ers came out and said. It's because of his shoulder. If his shoulder is that jacked up that he's bricking free throws to the left of the rim,
How's he shooting regular shots?
Exactly.
yeah, it's like what are you doing? Keep him out then. Like
Well, you
what
know-
are you doing?
They're probably thinking, okay, we've drafted dudes like 5 years in a row in the
We
first
can't
round.
have another
We
one.
can't have another one miss their first season. Like,
And then we finally got most of our guys back, and
yeah, we can't keep rebuilding and trusting the
But
process.
yeah, Kevin
process,
O'Connor,
process.
let's just tank our way, because look how well it's working. Kevin O'Connor.
Oh, Kevin.
I can't stand
Don't get
AOC.
Alex started.
I'm sorry. You're losing the Ringer. Dear the Ringer, you lose a podcast view or listen every time you have KOC on a podcast. Like, there are people out there, not just Ross and I, who love the Ringer, but every time KOC is on a podcast, we don't listen to it. He's just not good. He's not good. So the thing, Chris, is that why aren't they just taking? Why aren't they just tanking?
not competing for a championship. You got to tank.
There's, well, not all of us can do that.
Yeah, there's about 25 other teams who kind of need to not do that.
It's been a long day at the Corner 3 Show headquarters at this
The
undisclosed
rant
location.
got them all fired up.
Got 'em all
This
fired
is what happens
up.
with the rants.
Fired up. I like that rant zone.
It was like
Sometimes we won't
20-minute
talk.
rant.
You guys got anything to plug?
Oh, you want to plug iPacers?
Yes. Check. Well, that's more the Pacers stuff.
screwed
But
up,
if you
Ross.
like Pacers content, you should check out ipacers.com. Lots of fun.
Yeah, and if you like the
Stories.
Pacers, I was on the Let's Talk Pacers podcast by Alex Golden. Other stuff, we'll let you know.
He didn't mean to question that, Alex. You just have a lot of podcasts. It's hard to keep up
Yeah.
on which one we're doing.
This
that
dude
day.
is producing and
He's a machine.
Let's talk Pacers. I think he's got a Colts
courtroom,
one. Let's talk
Courtroom,
NBA.
The Grueling Truth.
Courtroom. He's got like 6 podcasts.
The man is a podcast machine. The man walks around with a mic stapled to his chest.
I'm at a Starbucks today, but I'm a podcast from here.
Hey, props to him, man.
Keep it going.
I think that's it for the Corner 3 show. NBA is back, baby. Good to be back. We'll catch you next time. Like and subscribe. Tell your friends.
Twitter, Instagram.
YouTube, iTunes, SoundCloud, Google Play.
Gmail.
Boom.
Ooh, we see them all. That's good.
All right. Catch you next time.
Bye.
Peace.